All right, good afternoon, everyone, or good evening. So, welcome to our radio program again. My name is Bounma, or you're with me here today, Monk Bounma Buddha Noi, and today I have very, very special guests. She is my teacher, she is my doctor, and she is everything that I have to learn from her. So, her name is, could you please tell us about your name?
Yes, Sawadee Ka, Bounma. Thank you for having me at your radio show today. My name is Glenna, and I'm from Canada. I come to Chiang Mai each year. I've been here 3 times, but I teach English to the novices, monks, and lay students at a Buddhist university here.
Great.
So it's very nice of you to invite me.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your time for coming with me today. And maybe if you have another chance, I will invite you again. So I've been learning English with you quite a long time, not directly, but it's still learning because we meet each other quite often, almost every day in a week, maybe 2 or 3 days in a week. So I'm very glad to meet you and to have you as my teacher. So how are you today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well too.
Good. I'm glad to hear.
Thank you. So, this is your 3rd time.
Yes, I've been to Chiang Mai 3 times. The first time was as a tourist, but really the last 2 times I've been here more as an immersion experience, where I live with novices, monks, lay students, participate in the university activities, have a role teaching at the university, as well as conversational English in the MonkChat program. So although I've been a tourist in the past, I feel that I'm not so much a tourist anymore. I'm a wannabe Thai. Yes.
Great. So thank you for that one too. Since you have been teaching students, how do you think about them? I mean, their English or their behavior. So what do you observe or what do you find from them? Like, are they okay, or is there anything wrong with them, or how do you feel doing it?
Yeah, so I'm so very impressed by the university students, the novices, the monks, and the lay students. I can only compare them to the students in Canada, and there are very significant differences. Not so much in terms of what level of education they're at, but a tremendous respect in the classroom for one another and the teacher. Their effort is absolutely amazing. Their desire to learn, and particularly English, because it can make a difference in their future. And it doesn't matter to me in a classroom whether people know a little bit or a lot. I think their desire and effort is so good that you can work with every single student. And it's very important to adjust the way you teach a class to reach the person who knows a lot of English, but also to reach the person in the class who doesn't know too much English. One of the things I've noticed is that the students can be a little bit shy to try English. So the most important thing for me as a teacher is to make sure that they feel very comfortable, that it's okay to try, that they don't know, which is why they're the students. So make mistakes, and we'll learn from the mistakes. And I've had the opportunity to come back, and this year I can see the students from last year excelling and learning and doing so much better. So there's proof that if you continue to try and don't give up, give it your best effort, you can continue to improve. I find that the students here absolutely amazing just outside of the classroom as well. It's not just the respect and the love and compassion they have in the classroom, it's how they live their lives with such love and kindness. For example, we did a heart-to-heart donation which is where proceeds from the MonkChat program were used by students at the university to travel to a remote village. And what I saw was the students being just as lovely outside of the classroom as inside of the classroom. And it was a very important message to me that I think Western world needs to hear, is that education doesn't happen just in the classroom. Education is of your mind, your spirit, your heart, and the students here are amazing. So I'm so privileged and happy to work with them and try very hard to help each of them reach their potential.
They are very, very happy to have you. We are, because I'm still your student. We are very, very happy to have you here, especially in classroom. No, I don't mean that you are just only important. I mean, you're not important only in the classroom. So we all respect you in every way you are. But more than that, we feel so much when you are with us in classroom. So you are very dedicated. So you don't care like who you are going to teach, who you are going to help, who you are going to do something for them. But you only care about what can you do for them.
That's right.
And then what are you going to make them happy. So this mind is, if we compare it to our belief, we call the mind of Bodhisattva, just like Kuan Yin or holy people, that they use their lives to help other people, to make people or other people have good lives as they are. And sometimes even that they are not happy, but they are trying to make people happy.
I think that's really important.
Yes, this is important. If you have these kind of people, if we have many of these kind of people, then our world will be peace. So we don't need the armies. We don't need to learn how to fight. We don't need to learn how to use guns. So that is important. But does every one of us know that because of we are different, we have different ideas, different knowledge, we are from different cultures, we are from different society, and then this is very hard to gather people or to make people be good, and every one of us are good in our own ways. So not all not every one of us should do everything that you do, but we have to try to do good things for everyone in our own ways, in the way that we could. So that is great. I'm very happy.
One of the things I think is really important about giving is that if you give without expectation or wanting something in return, it's kind of amazing what you do get back. Even though that's not your goal. If you don't have ego, it's okay, you can give, and nobody has to say thank you or say, oh, that's so nice of you. It's not important, but just in the act of giving, you receive so much. So if people could learn to be more giving, to give more effort, to try harder, to be more giving, they will see the positive feedback to themselves, and it will make all of humankind just a little bit better, and it will make our world better. But it has to start with each individual person. But there are tremendous gifts to the giver. Even when you give a true gift, which means no expectation.
Yeah, that is right. If we put so much expectation, but when we don't get, if we don't get our expectation back, and then we'll be more suffer. Not happy than before we give. So this is it's quite important. Just like if I want to get something from you, and then I take something to you, then I'm waiting to get something back from you without telling you. And if you don't do that because you don't know, and maybe because of you don't have that one, so I will feel so bad. Sometimes I will regret, like, why did I do that? I get nothing back from her. This is, very important.
I hope that does not happen.
No.
The other thing about giving that I think is that it doesn't have to be big.
Oh,
It
yes.
doesn't have to be about money. Today I went to a very special birthday celebration, and we took fish and water snakes, and I had a frog, and I simply gave the frog back to the water. And that was giving the frog back its life, and it was a very simple thing to do, but it meant so much. So people need to know that giving can be in very small ways. And maybe for whatever your reasons you don't have the capacity to give, if you could just start with something small and then know how good it feels and then increase it, that would be a good way. Sometimes we don't do something because it seems overwhelming. So that giving has to be big and commit all of your time or all of your effort or all of your money. It doesn't. The best gifts are the gifts that we give from our heart to another person.
Yes.
So start small and continue to give so that we make it a better world to live in.
Yeah, that's it. Anything that could be useful, that could be, it could make other people have a comfortable lives or feel comfortable while being with you. So that is to be the best. Like I give you a chair, the seat, I smile to you, I talk to you nicely, talk to you politely. So this is to be the biggest big gift. So why is that? It is because if we do these things to each other every day, it means we are creating the great community and great society. So our society will be peace. So why I'm trying to talk about this so much, it is because of every one of us know that nowadays the world is fast, everything is fast. We are always in hurry. So we need to get things done faster, and we need to have more comfortable lives. But people are running or trying to get their goals done, and sometimes during that time we just forget that we still have people around us, not just only our colleagues, but we have everyone on the streets that we are going to our work or jobs. So if possible, just smile on the street. I know I don't mean that you are crazy, but you should smile to people that that they should deserve it. So don't think that I don't know them, they don't know me, why do that to them. So actually you do it for yourself, not for them. If you smile to them, sometimes they feel good, they'll smile back to you. So there's no word to describe how good it is if you could do it.
I really noticed that as a foreigner coming here, Thailand is known as the land of smiles. And people are so respectful of each other here and do smile. You might not know that if you were from here. You have to go somewhere else to know what it's like when everybody gets off the bus and their head is down and they don't make eye contact and they don't keep the door open for an elderly person or a younger person coming through the door. They just rush with their head down. Everybody looks the same. When you live in that kind of a culture, which is my Western world, especially in big cities, and then you come here, it's a very stark contrast. The people here are so beautiful, and when you are living for weeks or months here, you all of a sudden one day wake up and go, it's starting to change me. I walk around smiling, and my smile is good for me, but my smile is good for everybody else. And so there's more humanity.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I think is wonderful about Thailand is the smiles. It's a simple gesture that means so much to people. And I hope that in the busyness of life and as cultures progress, I hope that that's something that never gets lost here, because it's very, very special. I've traveled a lot of places in the world, and this is very special in and of itself, just the smiles.
Yeah, that's right. So this time you did a retreat with our program. So for how many days?
And so this time I went for 4 days.
4 days.
I have done the retreat 3 times. So I first came with Phra for 1 day.
1 day.
And then I came back with Phra for 2 days. And then this year I was so excited because your university added on the 4-day retreat.
4 days. A 4-day retreat.
I was with Phra Song.
Yes.
And Phra Boon and Phra Mark. No, Monk Boon and Monk Mark. And it was a 4-day retreat. And it was absolutely amazing. It's one of the things that has become very important in my life, is to focus more at this stage of my life, and for particular reasons, to focus on training my mind. And it's very neglected in my culture. I've always known it to be important, but I just didn't really know how to develop it in a way that fit for me. And so these retreats, and particularly the last one where I was there for a longer period of time, was an exceptional experience. Very grateful for your university for offering this.
Thank you.
And for all of the monks involved in the program. It's extraordinary.
So thank you so much. So do you think you'll come back again in the next years? But I think before you're leaving, you have to do it too.
Yes. No, I will definitely be coming back every day that I'm in Canada. I wish I was here, so I will definitely come back next January and February again, but I do hope to come back before then. And each time I come, I will definitely seek out the meditation as part of training. I meditate at home now. But where I live, there aren't temples, and we don't have monks. There are some Buddhist people, but not in my communities. So coming here and learning from such learned people as yourselves really helps me develop my skills. So I know a little bit, and each time I come back I will learn more and more. When I'm on my own, I will study Buddhism. I will practice meditation every day. I will live a Buddhist lifestyle. It's not just adopting the precepts to me or thinking about it, it's living it in action. So that's become a focus of my life. Whether I'm in Canada or Thailand, I do it. But when I'm in Thailand, I have the opportunity of being around people such as yourself, and that skill gets stronger because of it. So my feeling is that I'm looking at retreats in May, and a longer one even, and I expect that I will be back before next January. Yes.
So, thank you so much. I think now we need to take a break for a while, then come back soon. So I'll give our audience some song, maybe just only one song. So we'll come back. See.
Puracharen, Puracharen, Usume, Usumawa, Leini, Mini, Chikni, Toharama, Panaya, Shoha. Puracharen, Puracharen, Usume, Usumawa, Leini, Mini, Chikni, Toharama, Panaya, Shoha.
welcome everyone. So welcome back to our second part. So how are you? This is the second part. How are you feeling?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Excited.
Good.
Excited. I'm so excited.
Awesome.
So welcome everyone. Come back and stay with us again. So this time or this part, I think we are going to talk about Buddhism in the West or in Western world, in Western world. I mean, in Europe, in America, or anywhere that we can get the information. So, especially, how is it Buddhism important for Western world, and do people practice it or not? And should we have Buddhism in their world or not, especially in America? Because Glenna is from Canada, and now I think I need she, right?
Her?
Need her to tell us about this one, or show her idea, like how is it there right now. So can you share that?
Thank you, Monk Bounma. I think that's actually a really important, very relevant question. I'm from the Western world, and I guess I speak from my own personal experience, but when I look at people in my culture, I think my experience could help many of the people in my culture. I will start by saying that Buddhism is very important and much needed in the Western world. And the reason I say that is Western society has advanced to a place where I think we're starting to question our path in a big way. God is money, and money is God. And when that happens in a society, there are wonderful people everywhere, but when a society worships money, a lot of fallback happens with that. People become very greedy. Careers are everything. They're willing to step over another person just to advance themselves. The ego becomes very, very developed at the expense of other people. I see that our family units, as a result, are decaying. The love and respect that children have for their parents, for each other, for their grandparents, for their neighbors, it starts to disintegrate and go away. Reflecting this, we see a tremendous increase in the amount of psychiatric and psychological illnesses. So I am a doctor in Canada, and the rates of depression, anxiety, the numbers of suicide, the young people cutting themselves, the number of drug addictions, people medicating their lives to try to find happiness in ways that are not healthy. The rates are going up and up at such an alarming number that it gives me a lot of cause for concern. I think in general our society is a little bit lost in searching. In the search we have started to develop things that are sort of offshoots of what I understand Buddhism to be from my time in Thailand. So Zen and some yoga experiences, and these are beautiful, and in whatever way people find peace and calm and love and kindness is good. But many people say, oh, tell me about Buddhism in a Reader's Digest version. What are the 10 things I need to know? And what my understanding is, in the fast-paced world, there's no such thing as Reader Digest Buddhism. You must decide that you wish to live your life differently than the majority of people in Western world. You must take time to study, to learn, to challenge the way that you live, to make changes and live it in action. That takes years and years and years. There's no easy path for this. And so some of the offshoots give easy paths rather than something that can be life-sustaining. So I think Buddhism, as I've experienced it here in Thailand, is very much needed in Western culture. It's something that can bring you back to humanity, to live your life with loving kindness, compassion, to believe it in all of your body, soul, your mind, your heart, and to act upon it is, for me, the core of Buddhism. And that's what's missing in Western world. So I think it's hugely important and that Western world looks at the study of Buddhism, that is willing to make the commitment to challenge themselves to learn, and that we can bring back peaceful calmness into our society, into our families, and into our own life. I know that for me, that's what Buddhism has done for me and has been extremely important. So that's been my experience, and I think it's a very good way for the Western world to come back to simplicity of living. What really matters is not about money as the God, it's not the career, it's not the big house, it's not the big car, it's not the clothes you dress your children in, it's not what phone they have. What really matters in life is living with your heart wholly for yourself and for other people. Yourself first, but for other people. And that is gone in my culture. And I'd love to see it come back through the introduction of Buddhism. There are some temples, but not like what we see here. So I think it can be expanded upon. And I think as we become more and more toxic in my own Western culture, and we will be searching for good alternatives. And I hope that Buddhism will be one of them.
Right, great. I hope so. I really hope so. So sometimes, I mean, not just only Western world. So we are Asian. So even Asian countries. So some countries are Buddhist countries, or we are following Buddhism, and it doesn't mean that every one of us are following Buddhism. And to follow or to be the member of following Buddhism, we or you don't need to claim yourself that you are the Buddhists. So it's very easy if you want to practice Buddhist philosophy or Buddhist teachings. It's about following the basic principles, I mean moralities, and then keep reminding yourself like what are you doing, and then what is that for, what is the most important thing in life. I mean sometimes jobs are important, you should not stop doing that one, but you should be with your breath at least 3 times in a day. And you should understand that when you're going to work, what is that for? So for living, or just for consuming lifestyle of having a lot of money or being rich that looks very fancy for the world right now. So it's not really bad for you to have money. It's very good if you have money, but how do you use it? That is important too. So sometimes we need to remind ourselves by thinking about those things. In Buddhism, we use meditation or mindfulness. So mindfulness is just like I say. So know that what you are doing right now. You're driving, know that you're driving. You are walking to the work, know that you're walking. But sometimes you don't need to bend your head down and walking alone. Feel like it seems like that just only you in this world. And your job is the most important than people around you. So take one or choose one that you think you'll have a good life. So yesterday I met my friends from Barcelona from Spain, and they just said that they have been working for a long time, so maybe more than 10 years. So the man, he said, the money is important, but I feel like money is not everything I need in my life now. So what I really need is relaxation. I need to relax, stay free, take the confusing things from my mind away, or from my head away, and keep traveling around. So this is my purpose. This is my goals of my life now. But it doesn't mean that he will stop working. No, that is extremely decision or something. Or because Buddhism, we don't practice things so extremely. So if you read about the Four Noble Truths or Eightfold Path, so you will understand about the one we call the middle way or middle path. So don't go too extreme and too loose. So Buddha also compared about if we hold a baby bird, what do you call that one?
Like a chick?
Yes, a chick. If you hold it too tight, it will die. If too loose, it will fall down. So both of them, they are not very good. So hold it, I don't know that word, like hold it in the right way and not too loose, not too tight. Mm-hmm. So our life, we should do like that. But it doesn't mean that we should not care about our career, we should not care about our goals, we should not care about the things that we will not get benefits back. So what I say this is because of sometimes when we go to work, we just need to get it before others, but we don't go before others. Imagine like I have to arrive at my company at 5 o'clock, but I start to go at 4:50, and then I'm in a hurry. I try to go faster than other people, so which is that they are already in front of me. So it's weird. If I really want to get before them, I have to go before them. So at this point, we lose our intention, or we don't are aware that they are also important. So they are important. Our job, our work is important too. So think about if I'm trying to get that before them, and then I drive faster, maybe I get accident. So it means I die faster too.
I hope not.
It's crazy. Yeah, that is the example. Because I don't know how to drive, and I'm a monk now, so don't worry about that one. I will not die because of that case. I will die about something else. But we cannot predict, and we cannot change it if it would be happen in the future. So thank you so much for sharing me about that one. So I think this is the new big. Do you call it toxic?
Toxic.
It's important that people are getting involved with the internet, with the people online, and rather or more than people around us in the reality. Just like you said, many people are getting many people on the train, in the train or on the train.
Yes, on the train.
On the train, yes. Looking or watching on their phones. So people around them smile to them. They think that is weird. Why you do this to me? I don't know you. But sometimes when they go online and when they see somebody else that they have never known before, they think like, oh, I like that person, which is we never know them before. Sometimes they just take other people's pictures and put it on there, and we just stuck in there, or we fell in love with that one. So this is weird. So what we are trying to talk to you guys today, it is because we just want you to notice that this is one of the disease or toxics that we should realize and stay awake. So wake up again, become a humanity.
Yes.
Is that the right word?
Yes, I think humanity describes it very well. At the root of the word humanity is the root word is humane, and humane means that you live with goodness for everything, all living beings around you. To live humane is a level of respect and a level of kindness. So I think getting back to humanity is really important. And your example of technology is very good because it tells us technology has done some amazing things. It can connect people.
Yes.
It can teach. It can reach people that otherwise wouldn't have an opportunity. it advances people. So technology is great, but when we use technology too much and there's no middle path, we actually disconnect. So the very thing that could be good for us, when we misuse it or use too much of it and don't use it middle way, then it becomes harmful. And we see that with a lot of things, and nowadays I think technology is a great example of where we're going wrong and what's leading to a toxic society. We're not connecting with one another in a way that's meaningful anymore.
Thank you so much. I think we have very short time. So everybody there listening to us, so if you really want to do meditation, if you really need to get some information about Buddhism without, in the way that you don't want to go on Google or something, because sometimes the information from Google is still mistakes or wrong. So why don't you come to see us and then see our teachers that they are practicing Buddhism or practicing meditation every day, so you can get the right information and you'll know how to learn, you'll know how to do meditation and understand more about Buddhism. So if you really need to come, and please come to Wat Suan Dog or MonkChat at Wat Suan Dog or MCU University Chiang Mai campus. So today myself, Monk Bounma and Glenna. So we are very appreciate that you're listening to us, and I'm very appreciate for your time, Glenna. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It's my privilege to be here. Thank you, Monk Bounma.
So I hope we can meet each other here again, and we wish our audience to be happy and have a good family, good health, and healthy. So don't forget to go to work. Don't forget to go to work. But remember that what are you doing for? So what do you work for? So myself and Glenna have to say goodbye. So bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Jare, Pura Jare, Pura Jare. 修法